So Ark Valguero has a new map coming out. As I'm recording this tomorrow, but as I'm releasing this today, Valguero is coming out on ASA, and I can't wait for this. Some new creatures, some new content, some great stuff. And in today's video, I'm just going to go through a few community crunches, tell you some things, my sort of impressions of the creatures, my first impressions of the map, just looking at it through the community crunches, what I think of what creatures are being added, and also there's some creature TLCs which are going to be rolled out next year, which you can vote for, which I think you're going to find really interesting. So let's get straight into it. So now getting into the content only with the Ark Lost Colony expansion pass, we'll get through all the Lost Colony stuff first. It's basically this creature, really. That's essentially all it is, and it is the Elder Claw. It's going to be a passive creature, and the taming method is most likely going to be similar to the Gigantoraptor. You're going to need to raise it for a baby. You're not going to be able to tame one of the adult variants, but at least it's not like the Armagosaurus tame method. That is an absolute hell, in my opinion. I absolutely hate taming the Armagosaurus, and I would never tame that thing again. But this is a really cool creature. I love the aesthetics of this creature. Whether or not it fits Valguero the best is debatable. I feel like this would be a great creature on AB, but obviously they're not going to release this on AB, as Valguero is the new map that's coming out only 3 months after Ragnarok. So I hope that the map is not too buggy. They have delayed it by a week and a day, so it was supposed to come out this time a week ago, but obviously they pushed it back a week now, and you know, now they pushed it back another day as well. It says September 30 there, it's currently 7th of October, and it's going to release on the 8th of October with the Valguero map release. At least that's what it's supposed to be released. The devs have said that it's on track, and it's going to release for Xbox, PlayStation, and on Steam, of course. Only for the Lost Colony, it's debatable. However, what people think about the Lost Colony, I personally think it's alright, a little bit on the price side. I don't personally have it, so I'm not actually going to be using this creature straight away. Whether or not I'll get the Lost Colony pass to try out this creature, I don't know. I think I'm going to have a look at some other people trying it out first before I consider it. Maybe you might do the same. Comment your thoughts on the Elder Claw actually down below, your thoughts on the expansion path as well. Again, a little bit similar to what we had with Bob's Tall Tales, but people are saying it's a little bit more pricey. It adds additional price to a game which is not pricey, but you know, it still is extra price you got to pay. But for Ark, really, we've always had to pay for DLCs, and the fact that the DLCs are free, you know, it sort of makes sense of why we'd have these more paid creatures. But we also have the Mega Raptor, which is not on the expansion pass, so everyone with Valguero is going to get this wonderful creature here. It's going to be really interesting what it adds to the game. I feel like it's going to make nighttime a little bit more difficult lying around on Valguero. It seems to be a little bit Trudon, like it says, watch your backs, this relentless hunter is ready to claw its way to the top of the food chain, the shadows, and never be safe again. And this picture's here with it at night, and I feel like it could be a nighttime like creature, a little bit like the Megalosaurus that we've got in Ark at the moment, just perhaps a buffed up version of that. And I do quite like the Megalosaurus. Again, this would be another great creature on AB. Is it just me, but do these two Valguero creatures seem like they'd be amazing additions on AB? I feel like that's perhaps maybe just my opinions though, but the concept art looks really cool here, and you know, I'm actually very excited for this creature, and it is actually one which I'm going to be able to try out. Now maybe it's not as cool as, look at this, the Elder Claw here that we've been shown, and it's this massive big creature, again a bit like the Oasasaur in a way. It's got all this extra cosmetic stuff. I feel like the taming method, you know, this big fantastical thing as with the expansion pass, it's another one of those sort of creatures, and I don't mind creatures like this in the game, and personally I can't wait to see what the Elder Claw can offer. But I do feel like sometimes they can make the game a little bit easy, but generally if the taming method is difficult, then usually it's worth it. But the game can feel a little bit boring after you've tamed one. I'm much more excited actually for the Mega Raptor, which may not be the popular opinion, but it's just the opinion I've got. Now, of course, we got the dossier for the Elder Claw as well. It's just the same sort of stuff that we usually get, but it's cool to see this in dossier form. And also on Crunch 470, we got the Mega Raptor dossier as well. Pretty cool looking creature, personally, and we get a little bit more into the say of the abilities. There it seems like it might have some poison abilities to speak of. It's going to be interesting, and it definitely is going to have some good Theory-like claws. Maybe it could have some Theory-like gathering abilities. That would be pretty neat. Of course, the Deinonychus is coming to the game as well. My favorite art creature out there. Like, it's so good. You probably would have noticed it's on this exact image is like basically the thumbnail for this video. The Deinonychus is by far like one of my favorite creatures. The travel, the just general mobility of a creature like this is absolutely amazing. I love going around on a Deinonychus and just chilling. Valguero is like one of my favorite maps for that reason, which is why I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm making a specific video for it. I didn't do that for Ragnarok or the Center. I did do an Akrashka one, but that was about a month too late. I had to think about that first because that was such a shock, in my opinion, what's happened to Survival Evolved. But Valguero Ascended and the Deinonychus especially is really what I'm looking forward to. So, of course, you should comment down below what you think you're going to be wanting. But the Mega Raptor and the Deinonychus especially, well, maybe the Mega Raptor especially, because I haven't used it yet. That's new and interesting. But the Deinonychus, I can't wait to get my hands on. And I'm sure a lot of you are the same as well. The Deinonychuses are great for so many bosses. They have that bleed attack. You can jump on creatures, just shred them. They've got an insane pack buff as well, which is amazing. Like, that pack buff is genuinely insane. I love using the pack buff. It is one of the most amazing things. And also the Deinonychus just looks really cool. The saddle is cheap and easy. They're quick, mobile creatures. They don't take any full damage. And in a pack, they're even stronger. Again, you've got the pack buff, and you can go around with these things like there's no tomorrow. When you've got a good breeding pair, you can absolutely churn these things out if your rates are reasonable. I don't play on official, of course, and perhaps it's a little bit more difficult, but you can get absolutely insane stats out of these things. They are absolutely amazing creatures, and one which I definitely think you personally should not be missing out on. And with Valguero on Ascended, this is a massive thing for me, because the Deinonychus for a while has been a big part of my Ark playing experience, and to see the Deinonychus now coming to Survival Ascended, it's one of the things I've been waiting for a while, and I really can't wait to see it. Now, there's also some extra life information. I'm just going to add this in the middle before we go back to talking about Valguero, because it's important. They're not doing their 24-hour extra live stream this year, but they are still going to unite as a community to raise money. For every $30,000 that they will raise, they will unlock a TLC pass. So here's how to vote when donating to anyone on the Studio Wildcard Extra Life team, not just Studio Wildcard directly. Include a message with your chosen creature's full first name, proceeding by a hashtag like this, and these are the screenshots there. We'll do our best to identify typos, try to spell them correctly, etc. And it gives some examples there. If there's no hashtag, vote is included in the donation message. The donation will still count towards the TLC total, but it won't advance any particular dino's voting tally. So make sure you chuck that hashtag in there. It's useful. $1 donated is one vote, so 30,000 votes for one creature, and $5 donations will be 50 votes. Now, you can see the eligibility guidelines here. They must be creatures from the islands, they must be tameable, they must be rideable or be a shoulder pet, they must not have previously received TLC, and these are the following creatures which aren't eligible: the RG, Diabear, Direwolf, Gigantopithecus, etc. We probably know the list there. And the dinos which will actually be revealed will be November 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. There on one of the community crunches, I don't think it was this one, there was some extra life information. Yeah, here, current vote standings. Giga is right at the top. Megalosaurus is very high as well. Again, I was saying, it's actually on this community crunch, isn't it? The Megaraptor might sort of do some Megalosaurus replacement, but if the Megalosaurus is getting a TLC, that's great. Aranio's gone down a placement, still in third. The Quetz is up there, so it's the top 4 which matter. So these top 4 right now: Giga, Megalo, Aranio, Quetz. Thyla's there, which is surprising to see, but I do get why it's there. The Bronto's there as well. Plesiosaur, Megalodon, Carno, I'm personally rooting for, even though it's in at number 9 and it's only the top 4. Seems like the Giga and the Megalo are definitely getting in there. The Quetz probably has a good chance, but it could be outswept by the Thyla, and the Aranio is probably going to get in there too. But these creatures down at the bottom, they are coming up though, so we could see them rise to the top. The Plesiosaur, Megalodon, Carno, and Compy. Compy, I don't really think it's going to win. Why are you voting for Compy? Like, I know they're annoying, but I would personally not vote for a Compy TLC. But yeah, choose what you want to vote for. If you want to vote for this, donate to the charity and do your commenting, and hopefully we'll get some nice well, we will get some nice TLCs out of it, but hopefully we get the creatures that you want with your votes. So we'll have to see what happens there. And also, donating money to charity, it is for a good cause, and I'm all for supporting all of it. So what are my thoughts on Valguero Ascended? Now, it's only been 3 months since Ragnarok Ascended released, so there are some things which I hope for. They may not be the case, but I at least still hope for them. I hope that the map is still reasonably put together and reasonably optimized. There isn't going to be too much extra performance lagging and general crashes and things with the new map release. Ragnarok was pretty smooth, so if Valguero follows suit, I'm not expecting insane performance, insane gains in anything, but if it's still consistent as Ragnarok was, I'll be happy in terms of the performance side of things. I also hope that the Megaraptor is a really good, engaging, interesting creature with an interesting taming method. I'd rather it not just be the general knockout taming method that we might get, but I feel like it won't. The newer creatures tend to have much more interesting taming methods, and I also hope that this new creature, the Elder Claw, is actually not going to be too much of a pay to win creature. I have no idea how OP this thing is, and I have no idea if it's going to follow suit with creatures like the Pyromane, which I certainly don't agree with because of their pay to win like nature. Hopefully it doesn't. It's a really cool creature in my opinion, with a really cool design, and I would hate to see it go to waste like that. So hopefully it is a good creature which isn't too overpowered. It's overpowered enough to warrant taming it, but it's not like the Pyromane, which just sort of takes the fun out of the game, really. That's what I want. I want the map to still be balanced. There is a little bit of an issue sometimes with the Valguero, not the Valguero stuff, just ASA map stuff, and I hope it doesn't follow suit into Valguero, that, you know, we get creatures that are really overpowered and it sort of bloats the map a bit. And that's why this TLC stuff that I was talking about, I think is really important with all of the donation stuff. It's also why I put it in here, not just because it's in the same community crunch as this and I want to support the charity that they donate to, because it's an absolutely amazing cause, but also because we get TLCs for older creatures as well, which we want to get TLCs for, and then from all of that we can bring new life to older creatures. And it's not just these newer creatures that are coming in and bloating things for the older creatures and making it so the older creatures don't get the use. But also why I'm really excited for the Deinonychus in the game. Well, yes, we are getting new creatures like the Megaraptor and we're getting the Elder Claw. I won't though, because I do not have the expansion pass, but I'll still be getting the Deinonychus and the Megaraptor. To see both of those creatures in the game are going to be great, and especially the Deinonychus, because I absolutely love this creature. I love what it stands for as a creature, because it is such a great mobility dino. It is great for traveling around the map. It is just great for bosses. It is great for so many things. It is like my key piece of utility. It's been something I've been waiting for in ASA for a while. It's actually one of the main reasons why I haven't been playing as much as I'd want to play for Survival Ascended, is because this creature here has not been in the game, and tomorrow it will be in the game, and I can't wait for that. So I'm going to wrap up today's video here. I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you are as excited for Valguero Ascended as I am. What are your opinions on the Colony Expansion Pass stuff? What are your opinions on the Mega Raptor, the Deinonychus being in the game? Do you think the map is going to be a buggy mess when it comes out? Do you think the map will actually be playable? Do you think anything good is going to come out of this? Are you a full Valguero hater? Do you hate Valguero? Do you hate ASA even? Do you think they should just stop doing this entirely? I don't really know where I'm going with this train of thought, but I want to know your thoughts and opinions down below. Try and keep it reasonably positive, or if you are going to be negative, keep it informative and not just, oh, this is bad. Give good reasons, because there are good reasons to not like the content on ASA. So don't just say it's bad. Give some good opinions in the comments. Be constructive, be critical. I'm not expecting the kindest reviews of all of this stuff, and obviously it hasn't released yet, but I think it's good to be excited, good to enjoy the ASA content and see what happens when it comes. I'm not going to speak negatively of it until I've got the content in my hands, and I'll be doing a follow-up video shortly when I'm actually in the map to fully gauge my opinions on things. But I really can't wait to get the Deinonychus. Anyway, I should stop talking. You've listened to me enough, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
And give it up for our patrons, Ekaterina Puchkova and Karina Thorne, Dominic Maciejewski, sorry about that name, and everyone else that's on this list. All the people I've mentioned are paid members, and if you feel like that's something you want a shout out at the end of the video, go join the Patreon or become a paid YouTube member.